Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful when the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you gotta get spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking
So don't
out,
forget,
and you
fisheries
don't
is
think
one
that
of the
anything
key
is wrong?
issues between the
Come back
EU
tomorrow and I'll lose it
and
all.
the UK
Should be fun.
in regards to
Good morning, everybody. Sorry I'm late. I was having internet problems,
and
which turned out to be a cable management issue. I had a power cord that, like, I think a dog got back there and pushed it over, and it was crossing over the cable and was preventing the internet. So, anyways, but we're all good now. Let's go to the charts. A little bit of movement overnight. Where's the chart that I want? Is it this one? Which one? Where is it? Here it is. Daily. Okay. Well, so the treasury is just...
UK R rate
we're looking at that.
sits at 1.2 to 1.
Okay, so yesterday ended up being a pretty good update. We're still pushing up into this resistance area, but we're at 60, which is good. We might be able to come back and move up here again, but at the same time, I think there's some downside potential. The question is, at what point is the whole stimulus thing going to be like, okay, priced in and people don't care about it anymore? I don't know. But probably not today, and so I expect that we'll continue to get market movement off of that. And here's the treasuries. So yeah, pretty good down move yesterday, as we saw during our trading session. They're pushing the downside again. Come over here. Oil looking okay. Gold took a pretty big hit yesterday along with the treasuries, but it is retracing it. So when we were back here, I was like, hey, 1900, I want to buy that. It took a lot longer to get to 1910 than I thought, but that was a good trade.
Reminder, with UK fisheries,
copper coming back a little bit.
That contributes to...
I'm not sure what's going on. I was reading stuff this morning that the Biden administration or the Biden campaign told miners that they wanted to help more mining in the U.S. for components to do with batteries. So I don't know if that's related or what's going on, but that's kind of where we're at. I know some of the miners that I've been watching took it on the nose yesterday, so I don't know. And let's see here. We do have some PMIs at 745. Overall, it's just a super hyper light news week this week. And here's we want to watch this. We want to read this story. Market Watch: Why women fund managers regularly outperform men based on newer research. Well, we'll look at it. Okay, let's turn on the text to speech here. My back is still kind of locking up in spots. Well, we might just get some really hyper technical trading here, right? Okay, reset you guys over here. How you doing, Win? Good morning. So, do you think any swing voters were persuaded one way or the other? So, here's the thing. I have never found debates to be incredibly predictive of the final results. In and of itself, in terms of does it convince people one way or another? I don't know if debates really do or not. But I think that the thing that debates do is they kind of set the stage for the next section of the news cycle, right? Like everything on the news today is going to be Joe Biden said this, Joe Biden said, Joe Biden is going to get rid of the oil industry. That's one of the big headlines that you're probably going to see, right? Um, I think that the Donald Trump supporters are very, very happy with his performance last night. I can see a real surge of energy coming back into these guys. They're happy with him. Apparently, after he got off stage, he said to his campaign, "Let's bury this now." So he was happy with his performance. Joe Biden was a little shaky there towards the end for sure. Um, for Pennsylvania swing voters, maybe that oil thing definitely would have an impact. For those ones that I think we're more concerned about, like suburban women that don't like the president's response to the pandemic, I don't know if it does it, because these people, I thought that what Joe Biden does up there on coronavirus is really shameful, but it works on some people. So I don't know. Any reason for RUS moving north? I do not know what that is. Anyways, but so in terms of it, like setting the stage for the next, cycle of news, it's a positive for Donald Trump. It's a really big positive. Joe Biden has been hiding for the last week, and I think after this debate, he's not going to be able to do that. Oh, the Russell. Well, I think that overall the market is happy that they're going to get stimulus, and there's a belief among many traders that as long as we have stimulus, that we can continue to trade up. It's hard to say where it's priced in at, because when we've gotten positive news on the stimulus bill, we'll tend to get up into this 3460 area. Maybe we could go up to 3500, but it's unclear, especially on a Friday with not a whole lot of news. So I might be looking to pull something out from a technical perspective and then hit the bar or whatever the phrase is you people use. Go home early for the weekend, right? I'm so tired. Reason for bullishness: we made a daily low possibly on this pullback. Yeah, maybe. You come back here and you look at this thing. I think what he's trying to say is that we made a low, we made a slightly lower low, and now it appears that we've made a slightly higher high. And especially if the market gets above, what is it, 3470? So let's say they come up into here, yeah, they're gonna be happy about it. And from the perspective of higher highs and higher lows on a daily chart, there's a lot of people that watch that. That's probably one of the most followed technical strategies in the whole market. So I think that and the 50-day moving average are probably the most widely followed. So, they'll be happy about it. But, I think it's mostly just a drift higher. There was a lot of money made on this initial move up over here, and this sell here, which kind of really came out of nowhere, right? So, positioning wise, they were likely to come up into that 60 area anyways. You could see it from yesterday, right? All this money sitting up here to grab, they went and got it.
So just a reminder at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, you do have White House Economic Advisor Kudlow, who's due to speak on Fox Business. So we'll just
Kudlow's
keep an
going
eye
to
on
be
that.
speaking
Currently at the
again
moment,
today.
Eric Trump is...
He is on the television basically all the time. UK COVID-19 update. Both R number and growth are down. Good deal. Oh, we need to get rid of this debate thing on my Twitter. What's the market maker saying? Goodbye, big equity inflow. And pointing out that in October that the inflow into equities hasn't been all that great. It's still a fixed income flow world. Yeah, and I bet you that even next week will be even more because, the treasuries have been saying down. Now, right now, though, the market looks super dead, right? Like, the treasury is like, oh, what are you going to do? I don't know if I could sell it at 06. That's a little too far down. What's this? Brannigan.
Hi everybody, it's Nir, not.
Gonna eat a little bit here. It was this guy speaking in Russian saying that what you need to be a successful trader is a wife behind you spending all of your money so that you're motivated to make more. Brannigan Barrett is with me here. The hands down, the most useful Twitter account is the Market Ear. Not only is it informative, but they're also ahead of the typical news outlets like the Financial Times, Bloomberg, and CNBC. You will learn a lot, no doubt. Most of you already follow them and agree with this. Yes. If you're not following the Market Ear, they are hands down the best Twitter account for reading what market conditions are. How are the children dealing with Halloween under our new? I mean, there's nothing has been unusual for them so far. Speaking of news, anything coming out today? No, there's nothing. Like there's the PMIs. I take these PMIs are important. The ones that we're going to get at 7:45. Those are important. But it has just been a really dead news week. What is next week like? Let's go look. We'll go short or go home, says Big Toasty. Okay, well, he's bearish. Let's tell it to show us the week and next week. Next week is probably going to be a little better. Oh, okay, yeah. So we got horrible goods, HPI, consumer confidence, advanced GDP. Do we get no? because it's the 30th next Friday. Well, we get Chicago PMI next Friday. I've never seen that on a Friday. Intel bad earnings. Yeah, I heard that Intel got smacked hard. Always trade without a stop loss. Well, don't listen to Big Toasty. Well, one of the ones that I find really funny is you get a lot of day traders that think that they can see your stop loss, but they can't see your stop loss, especially if it's a synthetic stop. Like a lot of the stops that I use when I'm trading in the 10-year in particular, I'll trade it with a synthetic stop. See, like this, it's a synthetic stop because it's set to hit when the volume hits a certain level. And you can still have like a regular stop way down here if you want to. Or, well, you should, just in case this doesn't get filled because this is a stop limit order. Or you can just do a volume stop. Right. Or I can just put it like that. But they can't see your stop, and the broker doesn't necessarily want to go and get your stop. Listen, the broker, especially a futures broker, doesn't make money from you losing money. They would prefer that you make money and continue to pay for the account, because if you grow your account and you trade more contracts, then they're going to make more money. So they don't want to go and get your stop. That might happen in CFDs and Forex, but the thing is that if you don't trade with a stop loss, then on average, you're going to end up taking on more risk and you're less likely to get out of a position. And therefore, your win rate is likely to be higher and you're more likely to money. So what you are basically doing is you are adding risk premium into your strategy, which can make you more money, but can also result in larger losses when they do happen. In other words, overall, you can probably make more money, but your drawdowns will be larger. Alternatively, you could just take a bigger stop. If you take a big enough trade, if you have a large stop and a large target, then you end up swing trading. And hey, you probably will make money. The higher time frame that your indicator or your strategy is, the more likely it is to actually make money. It's just that at that point, you are in the market for so long that you really have to start considering what your risk-adjusted returns are, and you would probably be better off just buying an index fund at that point, right? The Vortex stop. Man, if you're trading with a Vortex stop in the E-mini, then good for you. Especially as of late, man. It's really hard to hold Vortex. We used to be like that, but it got too volatile. And I think it's still too volatile to do like a Vorticker in the E-mini. Okay, if you say so, Big Toasty. I've tried. I tell you what, I can go through and I can back test for you every variation of stop and target that you can possibly imagine. And when you're using set targets, you are at the mercy of the stats. And the stats are going to be that the larger your stop loss is, the higher your win rate will be, but the larger your drawdowns will be. That's just the way it works. So what happens is you'll get all of these noob traders like yourself that, frankly, you're saying a lot of bullshit that I don't think that you are as informed as you think you are, and that trade with a really wide stop and they think they're geniuses until the next big volatility event comes along and they get stopped out 5 times in a row and blow their accounts. And I've seen it now doing this 3 years. I've probably had over 100 people come in and tell me things like that, and then they disappear and nobody ever hears from them again when they fail hard. Even other YouTube channels, frankly, doing that kind of stuff. Trailing stop too. Trailing stop will, on average, reduce your win rate. Sorry, it won't reduce your win rate. It will reduce your profits on average. Here's yeah. You have been from the beginning? Maybe you have. You're not the first time I've seen your name, but I've never heard you say talking like this. Okay. Well, I'm just telling you the stats. Now, on the other hand, if you have an informed trade. So I like so I was reading yesterday about probability of informed trading. So these market making algorithms kind of will create a metric where they will try to estimate how likely it is that when they see volume, that volume is based on informed trading or if it's just noise. And so I like this idea, informed trading. So what I say is if you take an informed trade that's based on news and understanding of the market, then you can make better decisions about where you're going to take your profit and everything, because you know where the magnets are going to be, where based on that information, the market is more or less likely to find balance. Like this 3460 area that we're chilling at has been a balance area for several days that we've been able to identify primarily from looking at the options, right? So if it's an informed trade, then that's how you're able to get away from the stats, right? If it's an informed trade and it's a really good information and you get in in early, then hey, you can take a trade where you only take a few ticks of risk and it just runs and it runs and it runs, right? And you can have a pretty good idea of where to take it off. And that's great, right? If it's an informed trade. I had a lot of problems with getting out of trades in the beginning and didn't get profitable until I learned how to cut my losses. Yeah, well, I find that when I start becoming really risk adverse, that it can really help. Like I can come in and I can take only a 4-tick loser in the E-mini, like, a few times, and then I'll get like $100 winner, But then on the flip side, when it becomes technical like it is right now, and I'm really expecting us to have a very market maker dominated slow market today. Unless we get more news. So if it starts moving, then we got to start thinking that there's a probability of informed trading, right? But when you get into that situation, that's where having the wide stop will really help you, right? So I think what happens to a lot of people is they will set up a market maker strategy like that and then have absolutely no framework to determine if they're trading against informed traders. So they'll take something, they'll fade some move thinking, well, it's going to mean revert. And then because it's informed trading, it doesn't, and it just blows through them. So I've seen, especially from certain YouTube channels, man, where it's like their stop is twice as big as their target, and they'll take all of these really stupid trades during news and just have these huge drawdowns. I don't know. Like the thing is risk premium. Taking risk premium is a good way to make money. I think that a good example of how to do that, though, would kind of be more like what Gary Riches does. I don't think he's on right now, but he sells options, and there's ways to hedge yourself with the options so that when it doesn't work out for you, you don't blow your account. But the reality is that the reason you're making money is that people are paying you to hold risk so that they don't have to. It's just that here in futures, when you take on that kind of a risk on a directional outright position, especially on a retail trader account, right? The chances of you just completely blowing it is totally, yeah, it's just bad. You do some tutorials on NinjaScript. Well, so the kind of the strategy that I've been taking on strategy development for NinjaTrader is I've been showing people these different indicators, right? So there's kind of been two things with this. One of them is that if you watch the videos, I'm really kind of trying to say that, hey, this indicator on its own doesn't actually give you an edge, right? Or we're going to get into Bollinger Bands next is what I think we're going to do. Which, by the way, I'd love to know what your guys' thoughts on Bollinger Bands are, especially how you take profits. Because I've had it where, if you get an overextension on the upside, then it reverses it, and then it holds it all the way until overextension on the other side. And that's actually been the most effective thing I've backtested yet. But I don't think that's the way that most people trade it, right? Most people will trade it back to the moving average, no? Or they'll trade it like a set profit target and everything. Bollinger Bands are fine unless game squeeze QQQ respected on a daily. Yeah, so I need to test the Bollinger Band squeeze, and I test it. Well, let me show you what I got. No, let me eat some food here first, and then I'll show you guys. All right, and you tell me how you think that the strategies you think that you should use on a Bollinger Band. Okay. So I see this comment from Jeff Mormon. People typically use Bollinger Bands in a way that oversamples periods of low volatility. I think you're right. And the thing that I have found from back testing with the Bollinger Bands myself is that your sample matters a lot. And it's really easy to go in with the Bollinger Band and find a time period that back tests really, really well, and then try to apply it to a larger sample and find that it doesn't really work at all. I was trying it yesterday with a in combination, an indicator soup kind of indicator or strategy, and I found that it was actually triggering too often. I think I need to use some other trigger. Which data provider are you using? No, I'm using Rhythmic right now. Mm-mm. Yeah, that's good. So I was going to show you the strategies, right? Or what I'm doing. So it's not going to be just about Bollinger Bands, but banded indicators in general is better for overflow. Yeah, I think so, at least. Bands. So I did two ways of doing the Bollingers, which is kind of funny. I don't remember why I have these backwards quite like the way that they do. They're basically the opposite of each other. This is a cross below, and this is a cross above. This is if the high, and this is if the close goes beyond it. I believe, though, that this one, where if the high goes above the Bollinger Band, that one back tested better, if I recall correctly. And this one's really simple. It's just if you cross above the Bollinger Band, the high goes above the Bollinger Band, then we go short. And if it goes below the Bollinger Band, then we fade it. And what does maximum bars look back in NinjaTrader? I use trading bars. It's 20K bars maximum. Oh, man, I don't know. I've never loaded a data set in jewelry. I've never loaded a data set that it wouldn't let me load. Anyways, that's the strategy, and I also have it set up to take targets and everything like that. And it's a little bit under break even. But that's where I'm saying, okay, so should the trade actually be that we want it to go back to the middle? Here, let's make a chart. Let's make a chart. Editor. If you need a door, call editor. Oh, no, wait, that's not what I wanted. I wanted a new chart. What about streaming on Twitch instead of YouTube? So I used to stream to both. And what I found was that I just wasn't getting a whole lot of value from the audience on Twitch. I know there's a lot of cool things that you can do with Twitch, and you can get a lot more audience interaction. And it seems like, if you're a trader, if you're a streamer and you're on average getting 50 viewers, that you can do quite well on Twitch. Yeah. And because I know some people that are trading, well, not even just trading, but they're streaming with that many viewers, and I think that they stream full time. But like I said, I was always people would come in and I would find them annoying, and more people were coming in on YouTube. And that's the big thing, is that the discovery on YouTube is just so much better, right? So I decided to just stop doing the streaming on Twitch. I could switch it just so that I do the streaming on Twitch and then the videos on YouTube and just do the one-off videos on YouTube. But I'm not convinced that it would really help the channel all that much, you know? And like what you would possibly make off of people donating bits and all of that sort of a thing on Twitch, I don't particularly care about that. Ultimately, you know, if I want to make money from that side of it, then, you know, it's way better to get it on the YouTube side anyways, you know? And I mostly want to use that to help you guys, to give you guys more stuff, really. And I want to make the money on the trading, you know? How do you manage your trades in the Ninja script? Do you use the ATM strategy? Yeah, so I've been usually I use the ATM strategy. So let's see here. So if I take it here, okay, and then should my target be 3460, or should my target be when it crosses over the middle? I think we could probably do it two ways, right? So maybe I can write the script here to try a couple of different ones, right? Okay, but the max bars is valuable for backtesting historical data. Links jewelry, I don't think that it's like even a consideration in NinjaTrader, to be honest. I can backtest as large of a series as I want. So here's a really good example of where it's well outside of the Bollinger Band. So do you want to buy it here? Or do you think that the move down here is from informed trading? I think you will change this year charts. Well, there's some advantages to it. I tell you, the problem I'm having with NinjaTrader right now is that the memory constraints when you're backtesting can be really annoying, because there's some sort of it's not a memory leak per se, although it can be, where basically it's creating objects in there and never releases them. So it's like it collects these results and things to run through an iteration, and then when that iteration is done, it doesn't release them, and so it continually increases your memory usage. And then once you've used up all of your memory, then it slows to a crawl, and you can't really. Well, you can build a backtester on your own. I would love to. So that's where I'm saying that, the things that I want to do with the channel, and I want the channel to be more successful, and we're doing really well. We're almost to 4,000. Can you believe that? And once we get to 5,000, like that'll be really, really good, right? I want to put all of that into, developing things that can help us working together, right? And then, I would not mind having my own platform, because there's a couple of things that I would like to do. So there's not only this, but, Pivot Trader, he's got a system that he has built that allows him to backtest daily strats or daily stats really, really easily. And he gets all of the data about like what kind of news events happen and what their outperformance are on them and things like that. And if I could backtest on that, that would be great. Okay, Kudlow is speaking now. So that might be why we had the move that we did. You can see it's reverting a little bit, but you went short, Ace. Well, I'm going to write this while we're going, okay? So I'm going to say if private property, public pool, use mid target, get set. Then I'm also going to use Ninja script property public bool use mid cross exits. Probably not the best. Probably too descriptive, but that's what we'll do. So then I can come in here and I can say, okay. Let's put it on after. I think the order here won't matter. So if use mid cross exit, then if cross below low crosses that now let's say they close. No, how do we do that? Oh. Ooh. No. Big Toasty, if you posted a link, it won't show it to me. He uses himself a self-built back testing program. Well, I've spoken to people that have done that sort of a thing, so we could do it. I know that a lot of the people that are doing that though are kind of more higher time frame guys. Need to find. Just want to give me ideas. Yeah, Kudlow's on Bloomberg. That's correct. Set profit target. Oh, yeah, that's right. We can set it to calculation mode dot vote value. Okay. There's this caveat on this one. What was it? Should you use this method to dynamically change the target price in a strategy on bar update method, you should always reset the target price / offset value when your strategy is flat. Otherwise, the last price offset value will be used to generate your profit target order on your next open position. Oh, I got you. So, so we're going to see set profit target calculation mode dot price, comma, my bands dot middle of 0. So this actually does need to be done first. Why is there a little underline on that? Oh, because I missed the closing parentheses. Durr. Okay, and then we can also say if use mid target and position dot market position equals market position dot flat. Then we set it once. Okay. I find parentheses and commas are important. Eat young children versus eat young children. Let's try that. Oh, I don't think I want the debugging on right now. Both them end with me eating them. No, one is telling the children to eat, and one is that you're telling people to eat young children. Okay. Let's make that super tiny. Let's see if that can fit. I think we're okay. Bands. Bollinger Strat. That was the main Bollinger Strat, right? Yes, it was. Strategy. So I think you want to fade and do an optimization run. Optimize that. And we'll do this 432. Oh, you know what? I need to change this. That's what I need to do. Do I have a Boolean for the target here? Yes, I do. But it should be a double target. And target by default should be 1. Oops. Right here. Okay. So the target, the min should be 1 and the max should be 4, and we'll increase that by 0.25. Oh, I need to. Better. Okay. $32, increment by 4, and then optimize this, optimize this. Fade true. 1 minute bars this year, include commission, run. Oops, I need to say E-mini. Trade it on the ES. 416 iterations that I get off of that. Oh, that was higher than I thought it would be. But I guess that's because it's going to take a bunch of them that you don't really need to. Like, I probably should do one optimization that is with the targets and one optimization that's with the mid targets. But since it's only 416, I think we'll be okay. I haven't been having too much. Oh, yeah, we're like right at 95. As long as we're not dropping frames, we should be fine. I think we're okay. I'm using all the memory though. Oh. Nope. So we're gonna have to kill this. Good morning, John. Will it let me abort? Abort, abort, abort. Oh, we were just talking about Bollinger Bands. I tried adding Bollinger Bands onto our strategy yesterday, and I mean, I was able to get some back tests that performed extremely well, but it looked to be highly curve fitted. So when you changed it to a different time period, it was completely different. So I think that the correlation between when you get that, when you get our signal and when you get a Bollinger Band signal was a little bit too random. And so when you did get them, it didn't happen very often. But I was able to get some to give me like over a year period 70% win rate. Yeah. So some promise, but not quite there. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why that particular one filled the RAM up so quickly. Because I'm only using 26% memory at the moment. Yeah. Market took that little dive, but it's overall, I'd say it's still real quiet, right? It's a little more dramatic than the NASDAQ, though. Okay. Let's try this again. Optimization run. Bollinger Band strat. Use the fade. Use a 4-tick minimum, and I'm only willing to go up to a 32-tick stop. Beyond that, I feel like that you're just, yeah. Actually, this one, I'll allow a 0.5. 0.5, 4.25. One-minute bars. Yes. This year. Include commissions. Okay. And that should only give me about 100. Okay, cool. A little scalp emoji. So usually that first iteration will take a while. Still there. We did skip a few frames due to rendering lag at one point. Okay, memory usage on this is a little better now. Should already be done though for 1-minute bars. So you see how it's using like 10K now? That's interesting. Okay. But it did it. Okay. So it seems to like, oh, that's interesting. Now it's dealing with all of the memory issues. Come on. Okay. 24 tick stop. And double that on the target. And it gets it 57% of the time? What? Okay. So, what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to change it. And I'm going to say, okay, stop 24. Target 2. And now optimize these. And that should do 3 runs, right? 4 runs, I guess. Which are better? And the answer is no, it doesn't work. Now, why is that? See, I would have thought that using the mid target and the mid cross bit would bring it in. Oh, but you know what? I see. Probably because the losers end up being too big. Okay, so we need to fix that. Oh, we got the E-mini starting up here. Let's wait on that, huh? Well, we're slightly too high. I don't know. So pretty wishy-washy open. Okay volume amounts, I suppose, especially for Friday. Oh, the Treasury really moved on that one. You got out of your long just before that dump. Wow, you lucky. You lucky little git, dude. So I wouldn't have minded being short here, but like I only see it to 54.75, so I don't really see an opportunity in trying to chase this. Well, I need to keep that like that because I do have a bug in that indicator. One of my charts ain't shown its data series is something broke it. So, while I'm thinking about it, I have decided that I want this one right here to just be a delta. Do you know someone who created a successful strategy in NinjaScript? Not personally. I don't think so. No, I've met. I've seen a lot of people on forums claim stuff, but the thing that I find funny is that when I look at their strategies, they're really not actually profitable. So I was reading this thing the other day. These guys, they had made a lot of indicators or strategies for other people. And so what they did was they went and they looked at all of the strategies that they had ever tried to make and what kind of strategy they were and what market they were trading in and everything to figure out what kind of a strategy was most likely to work. And the big takeaway that they came up with from that was that you were more likely to make money if it traded on a higher time frame. And I'm like, well, of course, because you're not looking at a risk adjusted measure, and it's going to underperform the market but still make money. You know what I mean? But then they said that the number of strategies that they were able to get to work on a short time frame was extremely, extremely small. So I think that even the best of the best, if you're trying to do like intraday bars, like 1 minute chart kind of stuff, crazy difficult to get a system that works like that. Which just kind of supports the idea that if you're trading on a short time frame, you really need to use informed trading. Okay. Okay, so they're back to the buyer cost basis. You're still short, really. That one came back on you quite a bit, though, didn't it? I guess it might have come back to your entry. Because I'm thinking about taking it right here. I will. Okay. Tesla is down 416 now. That's cool, I guess. To me, it's cool. Okay. Something definitely hit them there. Recovered that really easily, though. There he is again. Hmm. Somebody definitely trying to force it down there, and then the market recovers very easily. NQ is having trouble. Well, I can definitely see that on this move down that the S&P 500 has fared better. We're coming back and look at our volume profile chart. The S&P 500 is performing better against the NASDAQ than pretty much any time since this peak, despite us kind of being on the upturn. So kind of interesting, right? Okay, so there was a lot of volume on that one. And then they give that up really easily too. And the treasuries close to their highs. Watching for some absorption over on this side. Hmm. Okay. So it looks like they're going to push a little further. I still kind of want to be long into the BMI, but... Okay, so 30 seconds. Okay, manufacturing 53.3, less than the estimate 53.4. Services higher, 56.0 versus 54.6. Composite 55.5 versus previous reading of 54.3. And the E-mini not, well, maybe a point or two down, but not a huge move on the E-mini so far. Hmm. There's some liquidity down here in this 50 area. Well, still awfully quiet. They're trying to dig their way out. Potential long there, I guess. Well, so far, quite a bit of volume at 34.54. Staying above the overnight VWAP? Mm. Well, you can definitely see the trade going back and forth, but overall it's a jumble, one trend down. So new regular session low there, but not a ton of movement on it. We'll see if they try and hold it or if they spike back down. I think they're gonna want to come and get me. Yeah. Well, it's definitely a Friday, huh? Hmm. They're kind of just letting it break is the thing. So it's kind of hard to. Oh, come on. No? Let's zoom in a bit here. Okay. Well, they're going to have a hard time keeping this down. And there you see the volume again. Hmm. Market notes that rising costs cannot be passed on. Inflationary pressures also eased despite a further strong rise in cost burden. Service providers sought to generate more sales and limit increase in output charges. Well, I don't know if the surveys were really negative, but the market did move down after. It was kind of a long battle first, though, so I'm not sure if they're really doing too much. I definitely see some stuff happening here in volume. And we're to a spot where there's a potentially some technical signals kicking in here, taking people along. And definitely if we got past 34.55. Treasuries did well. Let's take the cautious approach over there. Okay. Well, a lot hit into 18.25 in the 5-year. That's curious to me. None of the other assets really doing anything too significant. So they're coming up, like I said, 34.55 above that profile area. You might start to see some behavior because the average seller position is there at 54. So if we come across, we should be coming up to 34.59 area. I just I have to cancel that. I don't know. So if they touch that open, I think that they're going a lot higher. Okay. Treasury still holding up there. So this right here looks a little bit to me like they made a positive excursion, and uh, I don't know if that was the seller defending or not. It definitely came back to the to the basis, to the average, which is basically right at 53.50 essentially. Oh dear. So apparently the SEC might pursue an antitrust case against Facebook. Hmm. Okay. I'm noticing that there's a lot of moves that are driven more by the liquidity than by the actual orders coming through. Ten-year just keeps going. Hmm. Yeah, a lot of volume coming in there. Treasury's still seeing some buy-in there, man. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have done that. Fine. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. If I get the tick here on 09.5, I'm going to be really happy. Hmm. Going for the apple low? I don't know. It looks to me like the given current situation that they might want to be going for the 42 area, but it's going to be really hard to do that anytime soon, you know? And the book there and the E-mini turned negative really quickly. Okay. You see how fast that went? Holy cow. I don't think I've ever seen that. It's one a bounce like that before. Look at that right there. And just swept it up. It's interesting. Yeah, it was very interesting. You think they're going to go down into the lows again? They might try and test him. I'm wondering if that was a market maker that was short taking profits, though. Well, target is 41. Yeah, 42 is about the area that if they're really going to go. I'll be really impressed if they push all the way down to 42 in the next like 5 minutes. I'd be really impressed. So I think I'm going to adjust this. Okay. I don't know, man. I'm seeing a lot of people posting a lot of like technical mumbo jumbo right now, and I'm not actually seeing a market that really seems to have intention. So I think at this point we're just kind of playing the odds. But I'm just saying for them to keep pushing down, they're gonna have to put a lot more money to work. And given the context, I'm not quite sure why they would do that. Feels like a lack of buyers right now. Well, there's some pretty strong offer pressure on it right now. You can see right here, the lower right middle one right here. There's offers. They're having to hit into offers is basically the gist of what's going on. Because you look at the cumulative delta, it's not positive, right? Well, hmm. There does appear to be a seller out there that is quite insistent as well, though, right? Hmm. And they took up at 10.5. Hmm. I think on that last one, I probably should have given up on it, and because it wasn't where the stop was and everything wasn't really a very good spot to be in, right? Ocasio-Cortez doesn't like being called AOC, huh? Well, that's funny. Oh, how is crypto doing today? I hadn't checked that one. It's not really doing anything too special today, actually. And even 11? But there is significantly more absorption there at 11. Damn it. Hmm. Well, where we're at in the treasuries is not like it's past where really would have got like to get out there. I should have managed that better. You see the dollar making a meaningful rise there. I don't know. Is this like yesterday? Let's see here. No, no. They were much faster yesterday. Paul Krugman saying something very false. There's so many Trump lies that there it seems pointless to go after one, but I want to go after one in particular. Is China paying the tariffs that would imply that Chinese export prices have fallen? Well, how are you uh, pricing change in import prices? Does that factor in the currency devaluation? Because they've devalued their currency so much. Plus, it's been long past since that's been a thing, anyways, right? Hmm. I do see a little curve in the cumulative delta, but it's like the buyers aren't really coming in, are they? They're still buying there at 11.5. You for real? So that last one was 3, right? Yeah, it was. Too many factors today for futures? Well, I don't know. That's kind of not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that there's not really a whole lot of factors out there right now, and well, that volume is still kind of a question. If we continue to get sell off of volume, and like honestly, that I think that we're extremely likely to have a significant pullback here if they're gonna want to continue to move down. So yeah, well, look at that. Mm, 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 mm. That one didn't have the volume with it. Like it's just like buyers pulling prices. Futures flatten a lot on that. The treasuries flattened a lot when we did that move. Hmm. And there they are piling into the treasuries again. Okay, well. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try taking on a lot of risk here, okay? Okay. Saying Tesla's at extreme too? Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely seeing some book flipping here a little bit. And there was some crazy absorption down in there. Well, I'm not hearing anything on my squawk. I'm not really seeing anything in the on Twitter. The treasuries did move up quite significantly there, but it's still only to like overnight levels. So don't know if that's the end of the world. We are getting some sort of a turn in cumulative delta. In fact, it looks like they're about to beat out the 50 area without the attending change in cumulative delta. I'm wondering about this volume down here because from my metrics, pretty much all of the longs are stopped out. I mean, there might be some people long from overnight, but I don't know. This is just really hard to push down that far without some more volume in the regular session. So was that move down there some FOMO, kind of like, people really trying to pile on? I don't know if that move is completely explained by longs capitulating. It could be wrong. But then it's super curious that you got all of the bubbles there, right? So you've got like a good 3,000 contracts or so that might be trapped down there. Striker says he watches the live stream for level 2. No, I don't think it works that way. I mean, the thing is that if you're watching my stream for the level 2, by the time that you see it off of the stream, it's probably not useful anymore. LA Times panel says swing voters give debate to Trump. It was interesting. I got up this morning and I was reading the Squawk, and all of the snap polls, like the CNN and everything else, were showing that Biden won the debate, and I was like, I don't think so. And everything that I had looked at before I went to sleep seemed to indicate that Donald Trump had won the debate. But I don't know if those polls you can really tell you anything anymore, Hmm. So do you see how the pressure disappeared? And now all of a sudden they can move around as really easily. I don't know how to spell vacuum, guys. VACUMM. UUM. Wait, it's UUM? That ain't right. It's 2 U's. Is that the only case of a double U in the English language? Huh. The complete list. Continuum. Okay. Continuum and vacuum. Good to know. I probably should have learned that in high school. Okay, well, let's see here. 1, 2. Probably that one too. So probably we still got 20. Yeah, 20 to deal with. So we're back to the seller's cost basis. So this is a problem as well, because the sellers really used a lot of volume to push it there, right? Stricker says it still lets me get a feel for what's happening. Hmm. Well, the Treasury, the 10-year is still not letting up there. I can see this. This is where normally back in the day I would be like, I probably would have taken it long at 10 and then still be looking for it to continue further. But now I can see where it's like kind of hard for them to maintain those prices. Hmm. Oh man. Okay. I'm trying to figure out, okay, so if we stop out, if we take all of the money that the shorts made, where would that put us? But that's way too far away. So let's just look let's just think about overnight highs first, which would be at 62. Georgia Democrat asks, how does a coyote bring a whole human across the border? That was a funny one. Okay. Well, there's still a lot of
Block
that
cell.
volume that would have to come out there. Okay, come on, fill me, please. I'll hit that. My position in the queue, 1478, is not encouraging. Oh my gosh, guys. This is ridiculous stuff. It's a coyote bringing a baby across the border, guys. So funny. Okay. So the liquidity vacuum giving up, which I kind of thought might happen. Oh, look at that. Okay. Okay. Bill O'Reilly says he has the best debate analysis. Huh? Okay, Bill. I forgot that this guy still makes content. There was some absorption there at the bottom of that. If this cumulative delta turns up at all, this is going to be... I guess we need to... Man, the right just jumped all over this coyote. All of my people I watch on the right are tweeting about this Democrat. It's just some Democrat in a state. It's like not even a big, yeah, this is dumb, but it's funny. I always get really irritated when Democrats do this stuff though. Like there was a time where there was this guy in Utah that said dumb stuff. Nobody liked him anyways, and it was like all of a sudden he was a proxy for everything in the Republican Party. I was like, this is state legislature. Nobody cares. Or sometimes it wasn't even a legislator. Sometimes it was just like a party, party guy. Like maybe they're the Republican vice president for a small county or something. I've seen that a lot. Chicago mayor sets curfew for non-essential businesses. That's a big offer there in the 5-year. How long had it been like that? Let's change this to be a 6. Good down tick. Oh, it's actually apparently not that significant in the 5-year. And they clearing that 11. But more selling coming into the E-mini. Are they pushing with it? They are. They're using their volume. I don't know, man. Are you going to buy me another one? I'll take it if they do it. Okay, well that one could be a significant pivot right there. If they can pull this out above 50.25. Come on. Oh, you see him pushing it? Oh no. Almost. Come on. 3 seconds. Oh, no, I guess not. Hey, I got fills. Yes. So happy. I'm kind of thinking, hey, why don't we just try and do that if they'd let me? There to there, I'd take it, sure. But I don't want to. I want to reduce my risk over in here now. Now that I've got the thing that I was pretty confident that I was going to happen, I don't know how far down they can come, so I can let that one ride. But I don't really want to put on risk with it. Well, they're hitting into 10 now as well. There's a significant iceberg there at 10. Let's see here. What's going on? I can see gold not looking so hot now. They're back below 1900 today. Dollar. There's a little bit of dollar flow. Maybe we could maybe just be seeing dollar flow. Well, I don't think I've ever seen it chop around in this area for so long. Pelosi save us. Did you really invoke the name of Pelosi on a trade? Dude, that's bad luck. We'll add it there. He's still selling. The treasuries aren't ticking up this time, though. Honestly, it could just be like weekend profit taking or something like that, you know? Because the thing that's I find so interesting about it is that it's so persistent and yet it's not going, you know? But it's in an area where you can't. No. Nobody in control. Well, the sellers are definitely in control. Let's see here. Speaker Pelosi entering the Capitol tells me she has not spoken to Mnuchin yet, is waiting for committee chairs to report back on lower level talks. Okay, cool. Hmm. Well, it's about equal to that sell that we got. When was it? Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. The Wednesday sell. That one was pretty dramatic. Oh, the one yesterday was pretty dramatic too. It's kind of that's the pattern that we've been getting all week has been sell off of the open and then they recover and push higher in the end, right? Honestly, some of this move could just be currency driven. Like we had a move up in the dollar and that pushed the index down. Okay. Over here in the 10-year, noticing that the 5-year's still holding pretty solid offers, but these bids not really pulling away or doing anything interesting. And the 10-year back to a relatively stable spot. there's this guy in chat. He's like, isn't the weekly candle bearish? They can't be profit taking. No, it's not true. Because people could have bought it all the way down to 34.05. See here? Let's see. Ray says long at 34.48. Never mind. Oh, I think that's a little too high. I don't know. Okay, so there's another real big shove. This one, oh, huh. So they came back hard without hardly any volume. Hmm. Well, I really would have liked to have taken some more profits up and through this area. Maybe this one will work. Mm, 903. That move was really fishy. Someone willing to pay a premium to run stops and gather liquidity. Maybe. It's an incredibly bizarre move to be sure. A 1,000 lot trader could have easily have done that. Well, where is this guy? Pelosi's talking. She's on MSNBC. She's talking. Miss Pelosi. Okay. Okay. Pelosi says we can resolve differences before the election if Trump wants to. Guess what? Donald Trump wants to, so that's really good, guys. That means we're going to get a deal. We're going to get a bill. Let's do it. Come on. You know you want to do it. 3451. Thank you. Thank you. If Trump backs it, it can be passed before November 3rd. That's a buy, folks. Come on. Come on. They're not getting too excited about it. Shenanigans. Let's squeeze the shorts already, right? Come on. This thing is like irritating AF. Get out of here. Go up. Them stops. All those 5,000 contracts sold. Let's destroy them. Okay. That's progress. That's progress. Now we got to get above that. That's the furthest excursion that we've gotten here so far. Lots of little wiki tales on this one. Is that a thing? Did I just use like a double descriptor? Because wicks and tales, that's like the same thing, right? It makes me doubt, says Vlad. You don't think that the squeeze is gonna ever happen? Well, they're just barely above the seller cost basis still. I want Tesla over the VWAP. It's at hanging out at 414. Hits your bull indicator. Trading Tesla as a proxy for the overall market. That's one we should back test. Huh? Ooh, look at that. Big orders back in the E-mini. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We like to see those. Mm-hmm. 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 These guys, they gonna get fills, I think. Maybe. Don't know. The White House is very hopeful, says White House Press Secretary McEnany. Everybody's really hopeful. Come on, Twitter robots. What's wrong? That's not enough for you? Actually, a little bit of... So the volume still continues to be somewhat negative. Maybe after the London close, it'll lighten up a bit. Very hopeful for a stimulus deal. Okay. Guys, you gotta get better headlines than this, guys. The Twitter robots aren't buying it. Well, I don't know what else they got to do to convince these shorts to give up, but he is dead set on keeping that position at 34.51, man. McKinney briefs press pool. She's outside. Somebody needs to short Snapple. Yeah. I'll take it again. No. That kind of looks like a lot of the longs that got picked up on this puking. Wow, even CNN says Biden falsely claims he never opposed fracking. Wow. These guys really want it short. What do you think's going on? This is like way overextended. Like, I'm going to add my last one down in here. Bag holding a bad idea this time before one? I don't know. I'm just trying to play the positioning. I'm already stopped out on the day, right? This is just for fun. Hmm. Let's see, UK records 20,000 new cases versus 21,000 the day before. I don't know if that's moving the market or not. Every time retail, well, I don't know if it was Algos. Did I say it was Algos? Oh, you're saying Vlad said it was Algos. Well, I have no clue what's causing this move. I really don't. I mean, McKinney said that Pelosi is being a stickler, but they're all working on the language and everything. So I wouldn't read in too much into that one. Hey, if that's why they're going down, then let them go down today and you just buy it up again on Monday or something, right? They're going to go. There's the 42 they wanted. Yeah. Oh, can I add one? Oh, it stopped me out, so I can add one. Okay. How low can you go? By the way, the Treasury still unmoved. Oh, we did get over to 09. Oh, actually, it ticked into 08.5. I didn't catch that. Yeah, I would have liked to have maybe taken it off right there or something. But they're not moving that much. So one of the things that I find interesting is that I don't really see the money going anywhere. Gold is down. The euro, all of the currencies are down overall. Oil is just, I mean, oil is kind of down, but it looks like they're mostly following the E-mini, and I don't see anything too huge over there. And then, I mean, the treasuries are up slightly and coming back, but they're still kind of mostly where they were back when we were back in the 50 area. And the only thing that I've really seen move today is the dollar from 92.6 to 92.9, and it's since pulled back. It's not doing that anymore either. So I really don't know where the money's going. Tesla didn't die yet. Is that what it is? You Tesla holders, you're ruining everything for us. It's all your faults. Okay, thanks. News Squawk. Okay, you know what? I'm going to use the bathroom. I'm not going to look at this. I'm pretty sure it's, I don't know. We'll just see what happens. Don't do this. Don't do this. This is in order. Okay. Stock slide to session lows after White House says Pelosi making deal harder by not budging 1 inch. Is that really why we went lower than I say buy? Well, we are getting a more extended period of buying here, more than any other period we've had so far this session. But this next bar is not, so I don't know. Newsquack says their interns are recruited on their ability to find the most appropriate GIF in the shortest amount of time possible. That's what we need, guys, is we need an intern. Can I do that? I can get an intern that, like doesn't, that we don't pay. Or we could give them the tips. Would you guys, if we got an intern, you guys do the tips? Okay, well, went off there. This guy. That's what they did a follow Friday sort of thing. So I'm looking at all these guys. All of these are all of the news Squawk employees, I guess. Huh. Oh, so I don't have anything all that interesting on them now. Let's see here. Nate Silver. I know this point was made repeatedly last night, including by me, but after sleeping on, I wonder if people aren't still underrating the importance of the debate having been Trump's best remaining opportunity to climb back into the race, and it seemingly having been squandered. Really, Mr. Bronze. I have to call him. Trump can win. It's mathematically possible that the polls could be way off or that something could come out of the blue, but there's also a lot of things working against him. On the final 11 days, COVID cases are rising. He's way behind in money, and 50 million people have already voted. But I find it interesting that he thinks that he did poorly because I really thought he did good job. Sitting and standing. This is that's the called the what do they call it? The something delusion. I get this all the time, Smoker, man. It's like it seems like the market is just trying to piss me off. Well, you keep talking about Apple here. Let's come and look at some of these stocks and see how they're doing. Well, Tesla's definitely down since their earnings. VIX is rising, but not a ton. Some of our, well, let's see here. I need to change this one over here to Rio. Yeah, it looks like our miners are recovering a little bit from what they had yesterday. Apple is down, but not that much. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. Some of these small tech names, though, like the Sumo Logic that we've been watching, is down almost 5% today. Can you believe that? That's super crazy. Let's see if there's any news in Sumo Logic. News. Barron's Sumo Logic stock has slumped amid a broad tech rally after more than a half a dozen analysts picked up coverage of the real-time analytics software provider. At least 7 analysts picked up coverage of the company today, with sentiment roughly split, with 4 buys or overweight ratings against 3 neutral or hold ratings, but all 3 of those were analysts at investment banks that led Sumo's September initial public offering. The issue here is less valuation than slowing growth. Morgan Stanley analyst Sanjit Singh launched coverage. Sumo's machine data platform provides... Growth fell about 31% in the July quarter from 53% in January and 50% in fiscal 2020. As IT budgets have come under pressure, limiting expansion deals, slowing the pace of new customer acquisition. But why would it affect them more so than any other tech company that's facing those issues right now, you know? His view, let's see here. Cohen analyst Derek Wood is the biggest bull, stating that the stock with an outperform rating and a $31 target. His view is that the company will reaccelerate from here. He thinks the June quarter was a bottom for bookings growth, but today's Sumo was pinned by the bears. That was a week ago. Okay. Well, now that we're down here, price action is pretty meh, and I still see some pretty heavy book pressure. Okay, so a big order has appeared below to save us, apparently. It's only a 400 lot, but still. Or past the London close, too. The price action kind of suggesting to me that they want to push it lower again, though. You're right, it was 34.44 would hold well. It was the overnight average seller cost, right? So like that it reached that is not so surprising so much as it is how quickly and far they extended beyond the regular session positions to do it. Not that it doesn't happen all the time, just they will have to put a lot of money in it. Although, back when we were earlier, when you were saying somebody's, I think, said 34.44, and I said, well, I'd be really impressed if they did that in the next, 30 minutes or sorry, 5 minutes or whatever. But it took like well over an hour for them to do it finally, right? Really, 90 minutes. So I don't know. Now that was a bullish candle. That's actually probably the most bullish 1 minute candle on the whole chart. Ah, there's someone's fighting it hard there. Look at that. 1,000. Right there at the top, 34.46. Hmm. Oil not looking so hot. Olivia saying they could double oil output. Oh, somebody in Discord asking if there are rules about who can talk here or not. Like, what? There was these, so you can see it right there. It was that 1,000 lot. There's 1,000 both sides, though. Well, now they're kind of getting to this point where they get back to that break-even point, and then the sellers flush it down again, which we only typically see on like trend days. This really hasn't been a trend day, though. It's been really quite slow, right? White House press pool was just called for something that's not on the president's schedule. Stand by. That was 5 minutes ago. Trump says Sudan and Israel have reached an agreement to normalize relations. Why they selling this, man? That sure is moving lower pretty aggressively in it. I just wish I knew why it was moving, you know? I don't know. Is it moving? Well, I'm sure it's a combination of things, but I don't know. It seems like some money is really being put to work here again. I suppose it could just be that people are always like overextending every side, right? Like, are we going to come in and find out next Friday that like people came out of the week and they were very net short the futures and everything, you know? And then we get a huge stop run sort of a thing. Sorry, like a short covering rally next week sort of a thing. Because that's happened a lot lately. That one was really weird. So that was like a really, really strong sell. Just straight down on nothing. Now we're beyond bizarre for me, right? I don't even know. Well, there's the low. There's the overnight low at 34.37. Who she shouldn't tweeting about the debate. That one looks like that was oil. Is that really what the driver is? The oil? Well, come on, go through the 37. Just do it. Wow, the market here is like retweeting a ton of people. Okay, well, there's the overnight low, but that was pretty. It took the oil market 5 minutes to make sense of this headline. Libya's oil output to surpass 1 million barrels per day in the next 4 weeks. Hmm. Hmm. There's nothing really to say because I don't. I mean, Fridays are always tough, right? But I just there's clearly something going on. Friday panics are usually tracked down. Yeah, I don't know. I just get really frustrated when I feel when there's something clearly going on and I don't know and I'm out of the loop. Reversals don't guarantee full flushes. Well, the bait cost bases and everything did come down, but not significantly. And so we've still got like these areas all the way up at 45 and 49. Like this is really like an overextended sell. I don't know at what point it's going to do it, but we could probably continue to double down. Or, if we were a really big guy, we could continue to double down and buy down here and break it back out right up here where our cost basis is. So maybe they're selling because no more stimulus short term. There was some selling when McKinney came in and was talking. But the thing that I find really interesting was that when Pelosi came out and was saying a lot of positive things, it didn't really affect the market. So there appears to be a group of traders for sure that are at the very least skeptical of any kind of a stimulus deal actually happening. There's also seems to be a group of traders that think that it's not going to happen before the election, and so they're selling for that reason. But I think they're wrong. I don't think it matters if it happens before the election or not. You're going to get the stimulus one way or another. So, I don't know. I don't know. At this point, I don't know if they pass it before or after the election, if it really affects the election itself either. Pelosi did what she wanted to do. Now she can acquiesce. Or should just hold off and make it not happen so that they can do a larger stimulus later. I guess that could be another case. Maybe some people might be betting on that. Still kind of a little, I don't know. I mean, they had all this stuff yesterday. I guess that yesterday it was kind of maybe the same thing. And then the positive headlines came out and saved us. And this time around, it didn't really affect them because it was like the same thing again. You know what I mean? People need to sell for profit. Well, that's definitely what's happening in Tesla. I feel like that's probably what's happening in Tesla. I don't know. Like, I find that one incredibly bizarre that their earnings were better than expected and it was profitable again. So that gives an even further basis for being able to be able to get into the S&P 500. And that was the driver of a lot of the mania earlier. But then it's lower, It's kind of odd. At some point, you got to be concerned about any kind of a bad headline coming out in Tesla and causing a ton of volatility and really stopping people out again. Mm-hmm. I don't think partial bailout will fly with Pelosi because Trump wins again. I don't know. I think Pelosi. So last night at the debate, he said, "Oh, I think Pelosi's doing it for politics. For the election. because she thinks that it's going to help her in the election. I don't think that that's true. I think that Pelosi is confident that she's going to win the election, and so she's holding out because she thinks she'll get a better deal later. And then the longer she holds out, the more likely she is to win as well. You know what I mean? Like, you think about the cost-benefit analysis as a Democrat, right? Okay, if I hold out, I get a bigger stimulus. If I don't win, we still pass the stimulus bill that we're talking about right now, probably. So why doesn't she hold out? You know what I mean? Why not do 2 stimuluses? I don't know. Anyways. Anyways, we stopped out. We hit our loss limit for the day well before any of this. So that would put today at a minus 60, and it's still up on the week. But like I was saying, like I've been trying to say, our ability to pull edge out of this market is a lot of luck. Yeah, it's a lot of luck. Yeah, I really hate when you get a news headline and it's like a persistent thing that's like back and forth every day and causing all this volatility from that, because then you start to get this behavior that kind of starts to become difficult to explain. I think she fears a lose in the election and needs to make it happen, or it won't happen. I don't know about that one. Donald Trump wants the stimulus. You think that if Donald Trump wins that they just won't do the stimulus? I think that they will. I think that the market would be harmed significantly without a stimulus. And this other histogram down here doesn't really seem to tell me a whole lot, though. That's interesting. What spot right there, but I don't know. We'll see if they come back up, but I'm like well past. I gotta get going. So, hey guys, I will see you tomorrow. In the meantime, stay profitable.